This happened just a few nights ago, and ever since I've been losing sleep trying to wrap my head around it. I moved into a new apartment about a month ago, and though I'm still settling in, I've been using my parents' address to receive mail. They live just 20 minutes away, and I spent most of my life there. One night, around 2 a.m., I got a panicked call from my parents. They were clearly shaken. Apparently, around 1 a.m. someone had started banging on their front door and aggressively ringing the doorbell. My stepdad went downstairs, opened the main door, but kept the glass screen locked. Outside stood a man in his 30s, wearing a black hoodie with the hood up, hiding most of his face. No visible facial hair, no tattoos, neither of my parents had ever seen him before. The man said my full name and told my stepdad he was a friend of my boyfriend's. He claimed they were both worried because I hadn't come home. My stepdad played it cool and acted confused, asking who exactly he was talking about. The man repeated my name and insisted I had a boyfriend who was concerned. Then came the most disturbing part. He mentioned a boyfriend I had back in 10th grade, someone I dated nearly 20 years ago. His name is Rare, very Italian, and I've never met another person with that name in my life. He kept repeating that old boyfriend's name, insisting they were trying to check on me, and again asked if I was inside. My stepdad, feeling uneasy, shut the door and locked it. He hung around outside for another 10 minutes or so, smoking and talking on his phone like he had all the time in the world. Finally, my parents called the police 5 minutes before the officers showed up. The man casually walked down the block and drove away in a silver car. My stepdad didn't get the plate. They filed a report. That was it. Nothing more happened that night, but I couldn't stop obsessing over the detail. Did this man know about someone I dated almost 2 decades ago? I ended up messaging that old boyfriend on Facebook just to see if he had any idea what was going on. He was just as surprised and disturbed as I was. He swore he had nothing to do with it. Almost a year passed, then something else happened. My stepsister and her were at a party just after the holidays. They got to chatting with a woman they didn't know. Eventually, the woman mentioned her recent breakup and how tough it had been on her ex. The name, that same unique guy I dated back in high school. It wasn't unusual they all went to the same school. When my stepsister and her told a woman about the man who had shown up at our parents' house asking for me, the woman went pale. Her eyes welled up. She quietly confessed that just a few nights ago, around 1 a.m., someone had banged on her front door hard and aggressive. She was scared out of her mind, convinced the door might break. She had a Ring camera, so she checked the footage. Sure enough, there was a man in a black hoodie, pounding on her door. She turned off all the lights and didn't move. Just as she was about to call the police, the man simply walked away. She ended up staying at a friend's place that night. When asked if she recognized him, she said no. She was certain it wasn't her ex. A guy was way taller and more muscular. The parallels between her story and mine were chilling. And the fact that we both had past ties to the same guy, unsettling, to say the least. But that wasn't the end of it.